stages of the match. They don't usually find any kind of fight and any kind of brawls. Their mindset is that we're gonna play it slow on the early games and maybe try to get the weapons. They are in a very good angle not to be spotted, and at the same time, the circle is just right in front.
Honestly, there's so many teams rotating in from this left side. It's incredibly hard. You have to win these fights. Most importantly, but the teams that are winning, honestly, is Buram United and Vitality. They have compounds, they have places to play with, and DRG stuck outside. How are you going to push it? There's barely any cover. There's barely any space. You are a sandwich between three different teams that are just ready. A sandwich between three different teams. So just ready to rush at you here. But DRG has everything in mind. You're prepped and ready. They're going to go rush their way inside. They're going to take it brick by brick. They managed to make a nice little work.
Damn, however, Alpha 34 eliminated on 8th place. Buriram trying to push towards Vitality. Koja is now on the floor. Kill goes to Butsin from Fluxo. Faiz backstab from the back, and Vitality eliminated at 7th.
You gotta really give it to this team. Buram United just going super aggressive right now. Very, very explosive. But Buram United, they're out in the open. They have a lot more space to work with compared to DRG. And DRG completely stuck inside the shack. Cannot move, cannot go. And the same could be said for RQ here. Putting in a lot of pressure to the team on the other side of that map here. The kill feed is lit. So many players from Buram United and Fluxo going completely nuclear. Movistar R7 is now out as well. As Core Memory is stuck inside of the shack. Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do here? Because RQ are gonna force their way inside. Trying to get as many of these eliminations as they can. But Fluxo, they want a piece of the pie. They want to rush forward as well. Core Memory gets the members of RQ here. The CQC is good right now. And RQ is done punished for fighting more than they can chew.
The landmine clutches for Core Memory. Now we are left with 3. Buriram Esports United. Core Memory killed the do not even dare to come out, but they have to. The circle is actually edging away from them. Buriram has the view of everyone. Right now, what's in box is trapped in front FP7, and you could only watch from afar. Now Buriram pushing forwards, following the movement of the zone. Q and FP7 could catch them. Melter on the floor, doing up. Tries to go for the mini jump and jump, but it is quite risky. Owning the 21 to do. And finally they have used it. Nice drop by Joanna. Was blocked by his own teammates. Glue Wall is now on the floor by Bob as well. Skylar towards Bob and also puts in. They have to actually make way. Joanna finally woken up. Bob goes down again, puts in as well. Looks on. Looks so good. Puts in up and down. Out his HP goes. And this 7. Now trying to revive as smart members of his team. Now Fluxo decides to go for core memory on the side. Starline with the Brazil, but it's Starline that won that fight. Now it's gonna pull it up, trying to finish off everything. And one more shot on Dunfu. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Booyah! For Burira!
Burira was explosive in how they played as well. Very quiet at the beginning of the game, but once they said it's go time, it was time to go. They were just dominating every team that had to pass them to get into that circle. They get kept 3 teams out there, and in fact it wiped out all of them as well. Do not cross this team at all, and most importantly, positioning is great. They were so aware on how exactly the rotations of all the teams were going to be. They did not have the advantage of the zone. Using a 2-2 formation with that jump pad allows them a nice crossfire as well, so that it becomes a meat grinder for any team in between them.
What a nice booyah, I could say. 18 elimination points in just game 1. Our first game at EWC 2025. That is way beyond imagination here for Buriram. And yep, their strategy of trying to focus their game. กดขวาฟังกูกดขวาเฮ้ยใช้ก็ได้เห็นปะมาดิตามมาโดนแล้วบีบเล่นบีบเล่นเอาก้าเราจะล้อหน้ามึงอ่ะเราตัวเดียว10ตายไอ้โง่มาดิเดือดสวยโจ้เจ๊ไอ้เหี้ยมาได้กูกับมาเกี้ยว
It's only game number 1, and already Buriram are establishing their position in this Group B versus C matchup. And they did break some hearts as well, unfortunately. We did see a lot of hype for the Dragons, who looked to be a top contender in that round. But unfortunately, they can't be a dragon in no King's fairy tale. But panelists, we've got to break that game down, because I think we learned a lot about Group C and the condition of Group B. Now, Raja, we're starting to see Fluxo come back. I was a little bit concerned about them towards the end of yesterday, but it seems like they've woken up for game number 1.
I think it was because in the first match, they are being heavily targeted, and right now they could bring the real game that they want to put in AWC, and it's so good to see them playing like that, because what a play from M27. I mean, I'm really impressed about it. Even Bruno winning this match really well, as all of us. Probably was expecting, right?
No surprises there, really. No surprises. But I think at the very least, we're just getting a bit of a shift of identity compared to groups A and B. Because groups A and B, we saw that teams were more willing to start chasing each other, more willing to actually approach fights a little more carefully and scarce. This time around, now we see that Group B as well as C, there are a couple of teams who just hot dropped, but do they get as much value as we thought? Dragons obviously being one of the bigger winners of them, but every other team that has been chasing them around, playing on the outer ring and looking to kind of maintain the damage that certain teams have gotten, didn't really get as many points as I was imagining. Even R7 was doing better than Fluxo because of that.
Yeah, definitely. But strategic-wise, that's normally the Buriram thing. But United does that. Stay in the edge of the circle, really doesn't deal with a lot of engagement at first, and towards the end, as soon as they secured a decent placement point, then that's when they bring it on. And a booyah they took. But again, Dragons almost like really survived that fight. If it wasn't for Brilliant United, they could have lasted a little bit longer.
I mean, they got rid of EVOS, they got rid of LOS as well, two major favorites to really perform today. So we might have to keep an eye on the Dragons because, I mean, for game number one to look like that, lots of promise already. But we are going to be shifting over to a new map, unfortunately. Purgatory, we'll have to see if they can perform just as well on that map.
their own spots. Meanwhile, some are still rotate within the current zone. And RRQ is slowly gathering. They are currently on campsite nearby to Fluxo. So we just have to see what will happen to RRQ after this.
Vitality still continuing that. One of the first few into that circle. The amount of teams on the eastern side of the circle is kind of, surprisingly. You have EVOS Divine there. BRU is close by. Alpha 34, including Core Memory as well. This is going to be a very, very big fight. The last time this happened, this exactly did. Because the EVOS this time around tries to be a bit more aggressive. They get the first stop forward here. But the amount of bodies thrown into the compound and God is just doing a phenomenal job of just juking every single player that comes into this area. AF could not hold on. They've lost 2 players already, with the only casualty from EVOS right now is Ray. Play brought back into the game right now, and EVOS. They turn their side into the players of Burhab United.
Alpha 34, I believe, almost got eliminated right there.
They're just right beside the room.
Only Liu left here, managed to actually find space to heal up, but still,
they're
face the members of the EVOS. Three founds him, and there you go. It's Alan Q that went up. Firstly, for Team Alpha, what happened to Alan Q? I believe they have met with Fluxo. So Alpha number 10 and RQ number 11. And now we're looking at EVOS trying to murder the team Buriram. This is the team that against the Booyah on Bermuda. What chaos is happening right now?
There's a lot of things going on here, but I have to say, Burhab United. And EVOS this time are happy to take this win. They didn't do too well that first time, but they want to continue this streak. But all these fights are just taken on one by one because Core Memory has been waiting in the wings, waiting for the right time to strike.
Meanwhile, we're looking at hot shot with Vitality. Konya and Nix lost the fight, as well as Fires from the shot from Jamada back, basically helping her.
কত দিয়েছিলেন? হ্যাঁ 700 কত লাগাইছে তারা? আমি 700 লাগাইছি।
Beautiful naked for out to quickly find a
2 জন আর একজন কারা? না
Woodson and the rest is just going to collapse. They rush forward here, but last answers. They rally, and that the booyah that they are really, really looking for. Lost. What an incredible game coming from this team. They have great at collapsing. They're great at rushing, and most importantly, Nando 9. He looks hot right now.
a surprise, and actually it was like just one done. Oh no, I could not see it. How did they manage to get it? And was it a grenade kill? Was it the zone? But yeah, lost with the Puya. Another Brazilian team managed to get first place in their match after Pain Gaming. And for Fluxo on second place, they did well. They maintained their ground quite strong. They flushed out a lot of members. They flushed out team Core Memory. They flushed out team Araku. They flushed out a lot of teams from the match. And meanwhile, Hotshot, they tried their best, but sadly could not end the game well. And that is game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back here for our next match.
Quadrant. Dominant. Like that.
What's up, Free Fire fam? I'm Carol Bombshell, and I'm happy to be here for Free Fire at the AWC 2025. And I'm also happy to be reunited with Los, the team from Brazil. Welcome, guys. We are going to play a fun game here. Basically, one of them will get a paper, and he can...
Quero desenhar.
Okay, he's gonna draw.
Não vou entender nada. Deixa eu ver o que é isso aí.
Okay, they're gonna guess.
Mapa de tesouro.
Vai.
Não. Mano, o que é isso aí, Rony? Mapa, só um mapa. É um mapa.
Tá quente, tá quente.
Tá quente.
Come on, Nando.
Lava terra. Tempo do fluxo. E o terra? Lava terra.
Alright, next one. Rigby.
Não, olha pro lado aí. Olha, não, olha pro cara.
Olha
pro lado aí. Vamos ver.
Vamos lá, Rigby.
Acabou.
Podem olhar já, vai.
Aqui, ó. Olha aqui, pô, olha aqui, ó. Tem aqui embaixo também, pô. Lojinha. Que lojinha, mano? Sei lá. Calma, vamos pensar. Mano, pensa, mano. Escudo.
Tá bom, ó, acabou o tempo.
Escudo.
Acabou o tempo, fala
Que
aí.
isso, inalador, tropa. Inalador feio. Inalador feio. Pô, que
Gente,
isso,
não vamos
mano.
dizer o que isso aqui parece, né? Mas...
Inalador feio.
Taylor.
Isso. Deixa eu coletar um aqui. Tailandês. Falcons. Passana. Abai. Amassou.
Agora só o Rigby não tem ponto.
Cabelo. Bandeirão. Emoji. E agacha. Gelo. Eu falei primeiro. Você matou no agacha. Agacha. Que porra é essa aqui? Agacha. Eu entendi bandeirão.
Ele tá jogando.
Bandeirão. Tá bom. Piscar. Visão. Ele vira pra pegar visão, velho.
Fechou, galera. Vai, Nando, sua vez.
Eu gostei. Dá pra acertar também, então. Gancho?
Caramba, bom demais. Vai, Raoni, sua vez. Último, vai, o último, vai.
Ah, essa aqui dá pra fazer.
Essa é legal. Essa é legal, vai.
Posição, tá. Caramba. Eu ia falar que só que eu pensei qual que ele Joguei. Aqui, ó, aqui na esquerda, aqui na direita, tropa. Josi, quebrei 2 Josi. Volta mais comigo, vou fazer step pra nós. Relaxa, ó, tô na esquerda. Na minha direita, acho que é direita essa porra aí, general. Tô dentro aqui tem. Ô, general, vamos puxar aqui dentro. Também o cara. Vou jogar. Tem um tirou outro. Caralho, tomar no cu. Bora, para caralho. Bora, Ronildo, bora. Boa. mga kumain kami.
Welcome back to the Desk Survivors. And what a final circle! Are we at EWC or was that the Brazil final? LOS and Fluxo going head to head for that final scoring booyah, but Aja, she's got a lot to say about that because I think that was a final circle you've been looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it looks from Brazil. It was so interesting. And well, they are rivals in Brazil, so I think that like the crowd must be, happy to see them like fighting against each other, and it's so good to see them performing that good because that's what we were like expecting from them. Fluxo, I think it was like such a bad day yesterday for them. So today they can be much close of what they usually do in Brazil. And Los, it's a good. The first match wasn't that good, but right now, so, play like the play style of them. And I would like to mention too about the R7 because they are like the Latam. They are from Latam, so they are playing so good too. And it's good to see because they are like the dream team from Latam. And well, I'm really proud of them. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys like to see Brazilians in that way, like just Brazilians in the ending of the safe zone.
I'm sorry. I thought my power ranking was like, I do believe that Brazil has a really good chance at getting this. I will admit that I have my doubts about R7. It looks like they were in a really good spot. And then Hot Shot happened. The monster truck shenanigans. Oh my goodness. Hidden underneath. And honestly, I think that R7 might have had an opportunity to disrupt both Fluxo and as well as LOS in that final ring, right? Three Latam teams, and all of a sudden Hotshot decides to be like, no. One of these teams don't get to have as much fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite different. Like, that from what we've seen so far. And I love that Lost will coming back. We did that Lost is coming from a different squad. It might be a different brand, but they're just returnees from EWC 24. So they have the experience. They also have their like rivals who they right now, and a lot of movements coming from Southeast Asia. So they're just being one big package of